Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. Good morning. Of all of the things I can be talking about, all of the important things happening on the world stage, all of the things happening locally, it's a lot of stuff that can be talked about that that was seen to have way more importance than what I'm about to talk about now, which is slaughtering, which is slaughtering cows. Yeah, cows cows who have flatulence. Flatulence. Apparently, these cows are messing up the entire atmosphere. They fart and methane comes out. They they excrete urine and feces, which further um, releases more methane and nitrogen into the soil. And this is a problem. This is a problem. So say the rich, ultra rich in this country, that the problem is your food supply, your lust for red meat, fresh red meat has been tied to the degradation of the atmosphere in which you all breathe. They have honed in on your food supply. And the problem is farting cows. Farting cows. It's out of the same mindset that brought you gas with additives. What was the name of the additive? I can't think of it right now. It may come to me. But every other country was making this additive using any kind of grass. Anything green can be used to make this fuel additive. What did the what did the capitalists in this country do? You have to laugh. I mean, they're just nuts. What did they do? They used corn. They decided they were going to grow corn and use corn to compete with your corn for food, and the same corn is put now in your fuel tanks as a additive. That don't sound nuts to you? Well, it's from the same circle of friends that now that brings you farting cows. Why are they always looking to the food supply? They are obsessed with it. I mean, it's not just them. Historically, I didn't know this. I mean, and I'm a history buff, but some things you just overlook. This has always been the case to try to control the population through the food supply. It is crazy. It's crazy. You got the people openly saying in some places in the world, if you're locked up or incarcerated, you don't receive any protein at all. At all. In a feeble attempt to control thousands of inmates. It's scary, man. I mean, you guys are just strange to me. There are other ways, But anyway, this is from the same people who brought you all of those things. So now they're attacking your meat, and they want to bring you artificial meat, lab-based meat, which, by the way, when they use terms like there is no evidence of any harmful side effects, you should take that with a grain of salt. We haven't been eating it for 15 years, 10 years. We haven't seen the outcomes, and yet your FDA allows it, or is it still the FDA? To understand this, you have to go back and let me just give you a anecdotal story. There was a movie I watched as a young lad. I read the book first. I told you I read lots of books. One of them was Oliver Twist. Oliver Twist was an orphan along with other orphans, and he lived in this orphanage. He was a bad little boy, but he was just a little boy. His little friends would go out and mess things up and pickpocket people and sneak out of the orphanage. But this was in like 1850s England, in which the movie was set, I think, 1850s England or something like that. And he became such a problem, and with his antics, which wasn't, they were just boyish antics of someone who's raised up in a damn orphanage and now is 13 years old. And the head lady in charge, which was over other orphanages, had came to see what was the problem. He had made quite the name for himself. And she met him and she said, what are you feeding them? And he told her, and it included meat. And she said, meat is your problem. And he was trying to tell her, no, it's not the food, it's this, it's that, and it's this. No, it's the meat. It is the meat. If you feed them gruel, which is nothing more than a mashed up grain, be it corn or flour, boiled in some hot water with some salt. If you feed them gruel every day, then they won't be so active. Now, this is how they were thinking in the 1850s, 40s, and 50s, and 30s. And you've been doing it this way? Food, attacking food supply? Man, you guys are going to get yourselves into a world of trouble sooner or later here. I mean, this is taking, what's the word I'm looking for? This is taking, damn it, man. You are giving yourself too much power and influence due to money. And this is what happens when your government allows corporations to take over your food supply. And you've seen it coming. We all seen it coming. Okay? The ranchers seen it coming. The farmers seen it coming. And now it's here. At one point, they were paying farmers to not grow food as to keep the prices high. This is how your capitalist thinks in this country. Everything is inflated artificially. Imagine that. I would pay you not to grow soy. I would pay you not to grow corn. I would pay you not to raise cattle this year. Raise something else. You still think that's capitalism? It's not capitalism. It's some weirded out, coerced version of capitalism where the winners are always the winners and the losers are always the losers. Always same pattern, same style, same plan, same conclusion as per generation. I'm not going to hold you long. I'm not going to hold you long. But I want you to think about that. Think about this. This open attack on your food supply by any and all means necessary. And when they wasn't doing that, they was busy. I'm still talking about the same circle of friends that the only reason they have this kind of influence, it's like they own you like cattle. We dictate what you eat. Man, I'm going to tell you how crazy these people are. Man, in 1995, they were making food for the cattle in the form of pellets. The cattle didn't want the food. They would not eat it. Neither would the pigs. Neither would the chickens. Wouldn't nothing eat the food. Guess what they did? They shipped it off to TDC. Man, you guys are nuts. Just throw the shit away. No, not them. Somebody spent money on it. So, and they done took out loans and it just fell through, and people went to jail over it, and they forced it on the TDC inmates in the form of loaves. It wasn't long before it started causing health issues, and people in the higher echelons of TDC went to jail. This is the kind of stuff that happens. I mean, I didn't know that you guys actually thought like this. You need to level up. You need to stop it. I mean, your way of thinking is deadly to the planet. So think about this one, folks. They're building freeways everywhere, in every city, everywhere you look. They're throwing down the concretes, more and more pathways. Most of them, they're going in the same directions as other pathways. So they basically just expanding on the old pathways. Every now and then they'll make a big circle around the city, as in 610 became the Beltway. Both of them make a big circle around the city. Okay? Money spent, money spent, money spent. And you know what they say? If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. Well, then they have been building their asses off, and they are coming from where? Failed places, even in the United States. That's a different argument. What I'm saying is that they're out to kill you. Yeah, they are. Imagine a hand. I mean, I laugh at it. I can't even imagine a handful of men. I don't care how big and rich and pompous that they have become in a world of animals. They have to see the rest of us as a world of animals. This is why they feel this way. I can tell them what to do. I can coerce them into doing things. I can make them do things. It has to give them some type of arrogance, but I can see them sitting around this brown table, and they all are just discussing things over fancy cigars and expensive cognac. all in their all in their pomposity, and they're discussing what the hell are they're gonna do with all of their money and their boring ass lives. And their boring ass lives. We own this and we own that, and we've taken over this and we've taken over that. We bought the government. I mean, what else can we do? Well, we have to call the herd lest they rise up against us one day. We have to keep them small. We have to keep their thinking docile. We have to teach them how to think. If we teach them how to think, then we don't have to ever worry about what they think. We must affect their economics and their health, their food supply. We will make money even off of that. The food makes you sick, and the doctor makes the money. Sorry, doc, I might be seeing you next month, but don't take it personally. But I'm just saying. I mean, I think that you're going to have to intervene here. Sometimes situations and people need intervention. This is one of these times. If you don't do something here, I mean, you're not going to make it as a species. I mean, these people do things without any understanding. Like I was saying earlier, they building freeways everywhere. There's cars everywhere. Everything out there emits exhaust. And that's just the mechanics of it. Both the living and the unliving things are like all machines, cars, trucks, tractors. That damn nail gun that I'm hearing down there even has an exhaust to it. See what I'm saying? It's not exhausting exactly clean air. It's exhausting what's left over that it didn't need to punch the nail through to, at the at at the PSI that is set. What about the giraffes? and the water buffalo and the insects, all of them fart because they all eat. Everything that consumes exhausts. Your car drinks gas, drinks, and then it exhausts what it does not need. You do the same thing. Maybe this is what they really after. I just had an epiphany. Maybe they're trying to get rid of us and our flatulence. maybe you, maybe just the cow is the vehicle. Uh, Less, that means less flatulence for you. But then I was thinking, just give the cow's gas medication. I mean, you can't come up with some kind. That's a joke. That's a joke. So instead of raising cows, and I'm not a real meat eater like that. I don't even like the idea of something. Anyway, I have to finish the statement. The whole idea of this is just me personally, and I do indulge, but the idea that something has to die so that I may fill my belly kind of don't sit well with me. It just don't. I know that it is a must, but it still doesn't sit well for reasons that I won't be going into it to here. You're gonna have to get these gentlemen because they sit around this big round table, like I was saying, and I can just see them puffing fancy cigars and who knows what that stuff is on in that saucer on the table with the $100 bill next to it. I don't know what that is. It could be some of anything as they drink expensive cognac and figure out what to do with their boring ass lives. So now they bought up everything, and now for the rest of their boring ass lives, how can we maintain it? We wake up every morning trying to maintain what we ourselves have now created through domination of the governments, both federal and local themselves, through the use of not smarts, money, money, okay? Not strength, money. Not production, money. Not having any real skill, money. Think about that. Think about that. Yes, think about that. This is what rules you. Money. He who gets it rules you. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how the hell they got it, as long as they get some, and you fall right into place. Right into place. You still got 12 minutes. You fall right into place as if somehow, well, I can see the point. In this country, money is everything. Everything. But money is really just a tool to get other shit done or get other products and services in terms of materialism. That's all. It is a tool. It's not unlike a hammer. It's not unlike anything else that if you think in terms of it gets something else done, like any tool does. It is a tool, but not for you and not for these guys. These guys see it as power, and you also respectfully see it as power too. And so now it controls you. Now it's giving them power over even what you eat. I do not trust even the stuff on the store shelves. I just ate two boxes of cereal in the last 6 or 7 years because everything has GMOs in it. They won't put the big ass label GMO. No, it's the whole goddamn cereal aisle. Even though you said that you didn't want the shit, you have no choice now. You have no choice. Why? Money makes a man, and money makes a man powerful, even though he could be absolutely a freaking putz in every area of his life. As long as he has some money, it's fashionable, it's in vogue. He is needed. Even when their thoughts are obscene, what will they think of next? What will they think of next? They've thought of everything, I hope. I hope, but I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong because there's nothing like, I can only imagine having a bunch of money and being bored and don't just get messed up out of my head. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just, man, I can only imagine the shit that might come out of my head over a fancy cigar and that stuff that I still ain't figured out what it is on that plate. I don't know where that money came from. I'll be taking it with me. But, and, and a fancy cognac in a fancy glass, probably with my name on it. Probably with my name on it. And just thinking about what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Goodness gracious, man. Here's an idea. Give that shit away. Just start to giving it away. I mean, I can't imagine having money that they have, but I don't start giving that shit away. The closer that I get to getting the fuck up out of here, I'm gonna start giving shit away. I mean, I don't understand how these people think. They clear, yes, I do. They think like what they are. They think like what they are. I just don't want to asperse them this morning. I know them by name. They're out here just doing fancy things that money allows, but on your end, it's actually harming you. It's harming you. We are living in their fantasy. I said this years ago, you living inside of another man's fantasy. Well, somebody slap his ass awake. He's dreaming. Slap him awake. Douse him with water. And by all means, take the cognac. That's a half a bottle gone. They're like $895 per bottle. And he in here just sipping his ass off and amusing himself as he clipped through the channels and have fancy ideas about his fancy businesses and his fancy systems. Dude, you're starting to look goofy at this point to us. You're bored and you just want to do stuff. You don't have to maintain anything, and you can't. It's falling apart anyway. You can't maintain it. You built it. It's built by man. Everything that's built by man fails eventually. All of it. All of it. From relationships to the homes, to the cars, to the buildings. They all freaking fail in the end, and they all need maintenance consistently. Maybe that's why they failed, because in the United States, we ain't in the maintenance business on that level. But that's all the same. The point that I'm trying to make to these men is eventually it's going to get you into a trouble. You're already on the wrong side of God. If you're on the wrong side of God, you're on the wrong side of Mother Nature, which I love. I mean, she's my first love. I will tell you the truth. She, with her thunderings and utterings and lightnings and winds, I can't make this up, is my first love and my most enduring love. Everything else seems to fall away. Either I stop loving it or it stops loving me, or the worst thing happens of all. It simply dies. Which is why, in my young mind, I had decided a long ass time ago that I'm not going to love anything. Why? Because the minute that you start loving it, it dies. But I digress. That's personal musings. Personal musings. Why love that which dies? That's not advice. It's not counter advice either. It was me at a younger age thinking like I was thinking and coming to certain conclusions about loving shit. No more than that. Be it people, animals, plants. I couldn't help but realize everything that you would dare love dies. And the only way to get out of the pain of its dying was not to love anything. It's more than just it's more than just a philosophical point. Turns out I was wrong. Maturity had not reached me yet. At any rate, You have a problem here. These guys are bored, and they are responsible for most of the ills that plague you. They are of the elite. They are the very ones who have done such dastardly things that they never want to face them as men. And at some point, they will be forced to come face to face with themselves, whether they want to or not. But in the meantime, they're going to make your lives a living hell. A living hell. Keep in mind what you're dealing with here. A handful of men, let's call it two handfuls, two separate groups of men, the elite and the ultra elite. All of them slapped out mad, mad as in crazy, as in crazy. They worse than never mind, never mind. Every now and then, the world allows a cast of characters to come together that wreak havoc on the world stage. This is one of these times. It won't be the first time that a cast of characters based on wealth or power or political establishment, aristocracy have done this. This is a redo. Imagine them sitting around saying, we're going to have a reset. For what? You got everything you need. Yeah. But we have to think about the world. And we're gonna do this for the world, dude. You know, there's a list of things that you can do with your money and with your influence and with your power. Like you can stop the wars. That's gonna bring you much heartache and worse and worse. Or you could, man, listen, you they won't do anything about any of these things because they are the problem. They are the causes of the very things which none of us would actually want to deal with or to live in as an environment. They have created a environment hostile to humanity, completely hostile. Which brings me to my last point. If you're attacking humanity on this level, then the question becomes, are you human? Because this is an obvious attack. I'm going to mess with your food supply then, which I find some things you should just outgrow. I would think that man's development would have moved beyond that. It has not. So, so you won't have to face a viable enemy, a healthy enemy. I just keep them all small then while I have the power because I know that sooner or later they due to what I'm doing, they are gonna want to rise up and hurt me. So therefore I have to take steps in advance to affect their health, affect their development, physical and cognizant and mental by denying them food. All the while I also control their educational system. Dude, you're in too deep. And I could go further and further and further down this rabbit hole. You literally control everything, but you have to understand something that I was forced to understand. With great power comes great responsibility. Some things I can say, some things I won't. Some things I will at a certain time, other things I won't. Because everything means something. You haven't reached this level yet, this level of thinking. You are responsible for everything going on this planet. You need to realize this. Your names are on it. Your names are on it. You claim it in fame. You want to be known for your control. You want to be known for your power. So it is. So it is. But what has been escaping you is what has been escaping most American citizens and residents. Okay? This always escapes people here. And I don't know why. What I'm saying is responsibility, accountability, accountability. Just like the rest of America, no one is accountable for anything that they do. I mean that. Nobody. It's to an extreme degree now. We may as well get rid of the law, and we should be done with that age-old question of, are we a nation of laws, or are we a nation of men? Enjoy the rest of your morning. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.